All right, is everybody ready? Coach, when you're ready, go ahead.
Yeah, I think tonight was just what I've seen from these guys all season long. Ups and downs, but they just keep going back to work. They believe in each other. It was just a great team win.
Good with Everett, obviously coming through at the play of the night. Just what can you say about him to come through clutch and get you guys obviously a huge win?
Yeah, I mean, I believed in Everett, and he's done a great job for us. You know, and then, yeah, he came in. That was big. He was clutch. Nailed it, 54 yards. That's impressive.
Coach, just Ben's performance, obviously the pick six in the fourth quarter, it just, at all times it felt like that could have been when things spiraled down, yet he came down, he led the team down to be able to score the touchdown and the field goal. Just what was it like for him to see that veteran's presence and then on senior night on top of that?
Yeah, that was great. I mean, just happy for Ben, right? Because he's put in a lot of work, been through a lot, ups and downs just his whole career. And, yeah, he just, again, went bad, but he didn't hang his head. He didn't give up, went right back, went down, led the team down to score.
Coach, offense just looks completely different tonight than it has for the past 2 months. Just what were the adjustments that you guys made this week that paid off after not scoring a point last week?
Yeah, I think Gunnarsson and the staff did a great job of narrowing things down. What do we do well? How can we use guys? I thought he did what we did with Jabari and how we used his legs helped us move the ball. And so I think they just did a good job of narrowing it down and less is more. And I think that's what we found tonight.
Did Coach Dickert's comments about not being buddies add any kind of fire to the flames here?
No, I didn't.
Trent, given the way the last month has gone, just what did it mean to have that that moment at the end where you get the fans are jubilant and you get that one more time before you go into the winter? What do you think that meant for this fan base, and what did it mean to you personally?
Yeah, I think it's big for the program. I think for our players, again, we've been so close in so many games this last month or two. For them to be in that and then pull it out and do it, I think is just huge for all the guys in the locker room, especially the ones moving forward.
Trent, the last couple of weeks, a lot of us have been asking questions about, the morale of the guys, how the locker room still was, and you probably getting tired of some of those questions. But, a performance like this really, vindicates what you were saying, on Monday when you're like, this team is still attacking, working hard. What does it say to come back and have an upset win over a top 25 team after, maybe the worst game of the season last week?
Yeah, I know I came in here and I say it every week, and probably some guys thought I was full of shit, but they do. They come back to work, and there's never been a point where I've doubted their work ethic or their buy-in and commitment to this thing. And I think tonight was a great showcase of that.
The fourth down call on the last drive, was there any thought of punting there, or was it always going for it?
We went back and forth, but the final decision was you give them the ball back with 1 minute and 2 timeouts. That's an eternity, and we're going to go win this thing.
And then I'm just wondering, does this win just have any more resonate a little bit more, just given all the fourth quarter situations you've had with Washington State over the last 4 or 5? Just every one of them, it seems like, goes their way.
Yeah, the season in general, but yeah, Washington State, and because a really good team. I mean, obviously top 25 team, and so to be able to pull it out at the end was great. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this win keeps your postseason dreams alive. You guys talk about it every year, how important it is to get not only that bowl game, but just those extra practices and prolonging the season for all these seniors. What does it mean to still be able to have that opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's big. We've given ourselves an opportunity with the last game to go to the postseason, which is where everyone wants to be. And we got another great team we've got to face, but I think it's definitely a good thing and a motivating thing.
What does this say about this team, the way they were able to sort of even change game styles depending on who the quarterback is? And they're obviously teams talk about wanting to be multiple. Mm-hmm. You go from pretty much a really run heavy and then go out here and throw the ball the way you guys did today. What does it say about this offense overall to be able to adapt like that?
Yeah, I think it goes back to their attentiveness and wanting to learn the game plan and then commitment to that game plan, whatever it is, depending on the week. They believe in it, and they work hard to execute it. We talk a lot about, rage to master, right? We want to become masters of our craft, and every week that's what we're trying to do with the game plan, and I thought they did a great job executing it.
You score that many points, and it's kind of an offensive win, but the defense against a pretty good offense. Talk a little bit about what you thought they did.
Yeah, I thought we had stops at big moments, and so I thought they did a nice job. Again, that's an offense that's scoring on everybody, and they had some big stops in crucial moments. So very happy with how they fought.
Trent, you obviously are at the very nexus of Washington State, Oregon State personally, but one of the things Jake said this week was that this game probably has a way to go before it could really be considered a rivalry. Do you think that, given the nature of these two programs, games like that you just played, do you see this being an important rivalry for your program going forward?
I do, and I have, to be honest with you. I think it always has been. The Northwest in general, when we were in the Pac-12, you win the Northwest, and you're probably going to be at the top of the Pac-12. And Washington State and those other schools were all part of that, yeah.
Just curious what you made of Trent Walker's kind of performance as a whole. It looked like he got dinged up there a little bit, but obviously came out and made a bunch of big catches for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's Trent. I think every week he shows up, and he's reliable. And, he was banged up after Air Force and, fought through it all week. And then you saw it tonight. He got banged up a little bit again, same injury, but he's tough, and he fights through it and doesn't let it, influence how he plays.
Coach, I know the last fourth down call felt like the biggest, but there were plenty of fourth down opportunities that you guys went for tonight. Did it feel like you guys were going to need that type of a game and a play calling to be able to get this win? And are you much of a gambling man? Did it feel like you just wanted to get a little bit more gutsy tonight? What was that all about?
Yeah, the last one was real. I'm glad they called a timeout, so I had more time to think about it. But, there were just situations where, between the analytics, the way the game was going, gut feeling, all those things led to those decisions.
Pass protection at times has not been what you would have hoped this season. Tonight, a lot of opportunities back there. It seemed to hold up a whole lot better. What did you see? Any changes, and how did that happen for this team?
Yeah, I think it's back to limiting the game plan. So you can be better and more precise at routes, all those things that require detail. So I think that was a big part of why we had much more production. We were just more accurate and on with what we were trying to do.
From a defensive standpoint, obviously that last play when it's a scramble like that, how much do you guys sort of drill that or even practice that from a defensive standpoint?
It's not something you practice very often. You do it. We do it every Friday. Kind of as our last run through. Kind of how to protect that and make sure everyone doesn't end up on one side of the field and understand that. So, but it's you practice it once a week and you get it probably the first time in probably 6 years. So, but you got to be ready for it, and they did a nice job handling it.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, we're going to start off with Everett. Again, please grab a mic before asking a question. Who wants to go first?
Well, you get in there with a little bit of importance on that last kick. Talk about your mindset going into that, and how'd you feel about it going into it?
Yeah, I felt really confident going out there. I think I've been kicking really well lately, and I have a ton of confidence in Jackson and Josh to get the ball there, and the line's been doing a good job lately. And, in those moments, you just have to go back to your preparation and really just be confident that you've worked hard and that you are in the right place at the right time, and it's meant to happen.
You had some ups and downs and injuries throughout your Oregon State career. How much did this mean to kick the game winner on senior night?
Yeah, I mean, it meant a lot. If I'm being honest, I was getting a little emotional when I went out there to kick off, and I was like, I got to kick off still, so I was a little careful. But it meant a lot, and I think all the ups and downs have just made me a better kicker and really turned me into a better person. And I've learned a lot about myself through my time here, and I'm just thankful for every opportunity that I've gotten here.
With that win, obviously you guys keep your postseason dreams alive. What does it mean to you, everything, again, you've been through with your career here to be able to provide that opportunity, especially on senior night, and deliver and keep your postseason dreams alive?
Yeah, definitely. I think going into the season, we all wanted to make a bowl game. Obviously, that's the goal of every team. And, the past couple of weeks have been tough, and I think that this win will give us huge momentum. Hopefully go into next week and to get a good win against a good Boise State team.
When did you know that kick was good?
Right off my foot, pretty much. They were the rest of the kickers were kind of making fun of me because I was smiling a little bit as the ball was still in the air, and they knew I knew it was going in. But Yeah, you kick a lot of balls throughout the season and throughout the off season. You just kind of know when you hit it right.
When you were even in second quarter, first quarter, a 50-plus yarder is a difficult kick. What is going through your mind as you're watching the situation out there, knowing what you're going into in the situation you ended up being in?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of gets to a point in the game where you kind of start to look at the score and you realize like, wow, this is really going to come down to me. And I think when we tied it 38, I kind of saw the clock and I was like, all right, all we got to do is get one stop and just get me in range, and hopefully we get that done and I'll make the kick. And I have a lot of confidence in the team, and Ben was doing a great job tonight, and the whole offense did a great job to get us into field goal range, and I'm just happy I got to finish it off.
All right, thanks, Everett.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Ben Gulbranson.
Ben, first, when did you know you were going to play this week?
I felt like I was recovering pretty well, and I felt like when the whole thing happened, I felt like this was kind of the target date for me.
How would you describe tonight for you? I mean, you started out, hit your first 11 passes, then you got a couple of picks, and then how would you describe, if you're telling your family, how you played tonight?
Yeah, I think it was a roller coaster, and that game felt like it took forever. I don't know. But I'm proud of the team and how we just kept fighting no matter what the score was, no matter what the situation was. We got a group of fighters and guys that are hungry to go out there and compete every day.
Everything you've been through in your career here, obviously, just sort of you've been the guy and waiting, then you get your opportunity, then you wait again, and then come back and have this performance on senior night. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot, and it means a lot to the seniors in the locker room who helped build this thing up, and just to go out like that and have that night, and it's really special, and a night I'll never forget.
Ben, what was the injury that you were coming back from?
I had a concussion.
Okay, and when you threw the interception and they went ahead, when you went back to the sidelines, what kind of an emotion, what did you do for yourself psychologically from that point?
Yeah, it's part of playing the position, it's part of playing football. Those things are going to happen, and I wanted to be aggressive tonight, and obviously I wish I could have that one back, but I was just going to flush it and try and move on to the next one and keep taking it play by play. And yeah, I'm proud of the way that I fought back after that one.
Ben, talk a little bit about that fourth down that you were able to convert. You were able to kind of slide up in the pocket, keep the play alive, and eventually was able to find the receiver. Like, from watching that from our perspective, it looked real tight. How did it feel to you? And kind of take us through that play a little bit.
Yeah, I knew it was a critical down, and I was like, just the situation in the game. We were going to fight for every down, and Maya did a great job of uncovering, getting open, and making a clutch catch. The line did a great job protecting, and yeah, I was really happy the way we were able to lock in and execute on that critical down.
Ben, you've had the opportunity to be part of some big wins here, but what did it mean for you, to this team, to the fan base, do you think, to have that moment at the end where everybody's on the field, joyful, one more time this season that hasn't always gone your way? Did you take a moment to sort of soak that in any kind of way, or what did that feel like to you one last time?
Yeah, I felt like this whole day, with it being senior night and everything, I was really trying to soak in the moment and be in the moment the whole time. And we got the best fans in the nation, and they're the best fan base out there. And I'm really happy that we could finish this one off for them and finish the season off right here in Reeser.
Ben, you went through senior day before the game. Have you decided if this was your last game at Reeser, or are you going to be back next year?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta talk with my family, and I'm not really too focused on that. I'm just focused on Boise next week.
Are you the type of player that watches the potential game-winning kick, or how are you in that moment?
Yeah, I got a lot of confidence in Everett. I've seen him. He's got a huge leg. He can hit kicks from anywhere. So, but anytime it's something like that, I get pretty nervous. I mean, I think all of Reeser was holding their breath. But as soon as it came off his foot, it looked good. And yeah, I'm so proud of Everett and the way he's stayed and fought, and and he's made some big kicks in his career. He's a hell of a kicker.
Last one for Ben.
I'm just curious, Trent obviously had a really big night, Trent Walker. I'm just kind of curious what that connection has been like with him. And obviously, he's really good at kind of working his way open on some of those option routes. What's it like working with him?
Yeah, no, he's a hell of a player, and just his story and the way he's grinded his career here, and now to see him going out and balling out every week, it's really special. And yeah, he, like I said, and all the guys, all the walk-ons that have been here, stayed through this program and have gotten their shot, and they're doing really great out there. So, yeah.
Appreciate it. We'll have more guys coming. All right, next we have Jermaine Terry.
Jermaine, we talked to you on Tuesday, and you said you wanted to come out and win this game. You did. You kind of spoke that one into existence. I'm curious, what gave you the confidence to say that earlier in the week, and just kind of how are you feeling right now?
I think I just got a strong belief in my teammates. I mean, I work my tail off with these guys every day. We put so much into it, and we've gone through so much. I think we were due for a win, but it was time to turn the page. And I think just looking at how practices are going, we're continuing to stay consistent and put work in and support each other. So I just knew it was going to happen, to be honest. I mean, all glory to God, really.
Okay, remember to grab a mic. Oh, sorry, guys.
Season after season with the quarterback room, it always somehow ends up being Ben at the end. What do you think what about him puts him in this position every time?
His leadership overall. I think even when he's not the starter, I think he's been a great leader. I think the way he attacks his studies, just as far as the playbook, but also school. I mean, he got 2 degrees in like 4 years, so that's also crazy. And I just think he's a great football player and he's a phenomenal human being, to be honest. And I think when times are tough, we end up leaning on him, and I'm thankful that he's able to come through every time, Because for a lot of people, when there's so much transitioning, going back and forth, a lot of people can't deal with that, but he seems to do a great job. So really thankful for him and everybody else on his team with how resilient they are.
And seeing Trent do what he did tonight, it was every single key moment, it felt like he was catching the ball. What was that like for you?
It's great. Trent does that every week, though. So I mean, it's great to see. He really didn't get an opportunity before this year, so it's great to see him flourish and grow. And I want to continue to see him, produce. But it's an awesome feeling seeing your teammates who didn't get an opportunity to succeed. So I'm definitely thankful for that.
Earlier this week, you said you yourself also felt like you weren't doing enough for this team, and you talked about the senior group wanting to step up. You have a huge game. Ben has a huge game. Everett has the kick. Jaden Robinson has the fumble recovery. What did it mean to this senior group to go out there and lay it on the line like that today?
Everything. I mean, this is our last time at Research. This is the last time I'll ever play here. Like, this place means so much to me, like, just going through this journey in general and ending up here, it was really a blessing. Like this place is just so valuable, and I say that to anybody that, is looking at this place or, trying to figure it out. I mean, just continue to trust God. But I think as seniors, it was definitely a feeling of gratitude, a strong sense of gratitude, but we just wanted to make sure we did it the right way and continue to set the standard for what it should be, because we haven't been doing a great job. So the biggest thing is continuing to move forward and growing week in and week out.
With this win, you keep your postseason dreams alive.
Yes,
What does
sir.
it mean to you to, create that opportunity for yourself?
everything. But tomorrow we need to get on to Boise State. That's the biggest thing. Get on to them, learn them, figure out ways to attack their defense, figure out, ways to win. And that's really about it. The biggest thing is we need to be thankful that we got to win, but we need to make sure we're ready for Boise State. That's the biggest thing.
Thanks, Jermaine.
Yes, sir. You guys have a nice night.
It definitely has.
Okay. All right, everyone. Jaden Robinson. You ready?
Jaden, ball pops out there at the end. What goes through your mind when you see a loose ball like that? How quickly were you to react to get that thing in your hand, and how confident were you that it was a fumble?
I seen X going in for the strip, and then I was like, okay, he might have got it. And then I see ball out. I'm like, okay, yeah, we got to get it. My first reaction was to pick it up, get on it so we secure it, make sure that we got it. So that was my biggest thing. I'm just happy I got the ball.
Jaden, do you have the ball? Did you keep it?
It's definitely in my locker. I'm not. Yeah, it's in my locker. I got it.
Of all the moments you've gone through in the 7 years here, where does the result in that play rank for you?
Probably second or third to none. Just the way we had to get ready for this week. Just with everything Wazoo was going on with this rivalry, or are we friends or not? It was more of we just got another ball game, another faceless opponent. We got to go out here and execute. And it was a big thing to send the seniors out the right way. So I think everybody was honed in on that, and everybody locked in, and I appreciate that, and I love them for that.
Senior day, you guys, the seniors balled out. Samisi had a big tackle for loss. You had to play, Everett, a lot of you guys. But how big was this for seniors? And was it the seniors that led this? Was it coaches? Was it the players? Who kind of helped you guys turn this mindset around after 5 weeks?
It started with Bray because he played there. He's seen both sides of it. So just him getting us ready for this game and us going out to execute. It's a big thing to send the seniors out on top. So I think everybody was locked in this week. Not that we're not locked in, but I think everybody came to play this Saturday, and there's no room for error. So I'm just happy we all went out there and executed and have fun doing it.
Bray said you guys practice sort of that scramble at the end of the game probably at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
What's sort of the key to it, or what's going through your mind in that moment, and how hard is it to just stay disciplined, to stay on one side of the field?
It is a little hard. I went on the opposite side of the field for that when I wasn't supposed to, but it's fun though. At the end of the day, like I see it, I'm like, oh, we playing ball right now, like they're trying to score for real. So it's fun, But as far as our keys and staying on our side is something that we definitely work every week.
Dan, you mentioned the Washington State rivalry a little bit, but how much did you guys as players kind of take those comments personally that they made this week, or was that something you guys cared about?
I definitely heard it. I didn't pay really no mind to it, but because I went to Pac-12 Media Day, I talked to him. I talked to a couple of the players on their team, so I'm kind of close to some guys over there, and they don't fear us. Nobody fears Oregon State, as a school, as a football team. But at the end of the day, it's a blue collar program, so we go in day out and work. So that's what we're really here for.
All right, thanks, Jaden.
Of course, thank y'all.
Nico, obviously, just to come through and get that one and do it in this last game at Reese, or just what does that mean to this defense to bounce back like that?
Yeah, it means everything. Just the fight that we have, the perseverance, the grit, especially after all the losses that we've taken, to be able to keep showing up at practice every day and, game after game and, keep striving for, trying to win. So this means a lot, getting this win and, yeah.
We just talked to Jaden, and he said that people don't respect the Oregon State football program, but you guys are blue collar. I'm curious your perspective on that and just kind of how you guys use that mentality and approach this game this weekend.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people talk down on us, and you know, we don't really, you know. Yeah, I mean, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Nico, Mateer, talk a little bit about him as a quarterback. How tough is he? He's pretty slippery back there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a great quarterback. Yeah, he can use his legs and he can sling it, and you know, he made a lot of plays happen when we had him backed up. So yeah.
Anybody else?
Just curious, what's going through your mind for that kick when it's flying through the air, and obviously it's kind of the season hanging in the balance at that point. How do you personally deal with a moment like that?
I tried not to watch, but I was like, you know what? He has a strong leg, and yeah, I know I've seen him make those kicks at practice, so I had full confidence in him. And I seen it go in the air. I said, "It's going in. It's going in." And so, you know, it went in, and you know, proud of that guy. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Nico.
Yep. Thank you.
How are you? Good? Yeah?
Police, Joshua Gray.
Josh, you've obviously invested as much time in this program as anybody has. Just to get one like that in your last game here at Reese, like what does that mean to you personally?
That's very special. Yeah, that's definitely going to be like one of the games I remember the most out of any of them. So that meant a lot to me, and appreciate my boys coming out, and they killed it, man. And great team win. Yeah.
A lot of chippy moments throughout that one. I'm curious your perspective as someone in the trenches. I saw you in there having to shove some guys around and back up Bari there a couple times. I'm curious, what made this one different?
I don't know. Just like we know that they don't really respect us like that. And Coach Bray told us early in the week, he said they don't respect us, but when they come to Reacher, they get their butts kicked, as he said it. And yeah, so like I think it just meant a lot to us. Yeah.
Leading up to this week, you guys had a kind of a rough 5-week stretch there.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the motivating factor to really keep you guys together? Was it the seniors? Was it the coaches?
That's a great question. It was Grant Stark. Really? Grant Stark, yep. Sunday, we came in, he brought everyone up, and he told everyone, he was like, let's do it. Let's do it for these last 2 weeks. Like, what do we have to lose at this point? So it was all Grant Stark, and I told him that after the game. I said, that was all you, man. That was your win. Yeah.
Josh, you just said they don't respect you. Is that something that like they've vocalized to you guys? Is that comments in the media? Is that just something that you guys believe? Like where does that come from?
Well, Coach Bray's from Pullman, and his dad coached there for a long time. He coached there for a while. So, I mean, if anyone would know, it's probably Coach Bray. And they try to light a fire under you, but yeah.
I'm sure that gives you guys an extra chip on your shoulder, kind of knowing how personal that is for him and just his roots and everything.
Definitely. Yeah.
Season after season, it feels like, in the back here, season after season, it feels like, somebody comes in and is the starter at quarterback, and then at the end, it's Ben Gulbranson every time. What makes him so reliant through all of this, and just how did it feel for you to see him do what he did tonight?
I mean, it's special. We came in pretty close timing, and he's just been one of those guys that just works, and he puts his head down, and doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter what we're doing, he's going to work. So I think that's the thing that just keeps coming back. He's going to be a guy who's just consistent, in what he does.
The senior group obviously put on a huge performance today. What does it mean, to have the senior step up in that way and create this opportunity where you guys still have your postseason dreams alive?
It's very nice. Very special for us. We just got to go out and do it one more time. Yep.
Obviously, a lot of it is situational, but you guys ran a lot of QB sneaks with Ben back there today. What was sort of was there something specific that you guys saw up front with that defensive group that you thought that was, the best way of going about it?
Maybe the coaches did, but they didn't like really tell us anything about it. They just kind of said, I think once it worked one time, we were kind of like, okay, let's just keep doing it. Why not? And I think we were all geeked up, so that helped. Yeah.
Josh, following up on that a little bit, how much do you guys like to get in there as offensive linemen? Push the quarterback ahead. Kind of be able to keep those pile driving plays go, just get those extra couple yards. How much fun is that for you guys?
That's so much fun. I think if you look back at the tape, you'll see all 12 of us really, but every lineman, 11 of us. But every lineman for sure is in there, like I said, geeked up. Like we were hyped. I liked the calls. I thought it was fun. Yeah, it did, huh? Yeah.
All right, Joshua, thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.